Hello my friends, and for today's video we are going to be having a review of Assassin's Creed 2, played on the PS5, but it's actually the PS4 Ezio Collection version of the footage that you're seeing here. So I know this game's quite old. It came out in 2009 and was obviously the follow-up to Assassin's Creed 1. So it follows the story of Desmond. It expands on that a little bit more, following the events of the first game. And in this entry, the assassin that you play as is Ezio Auditore da Firenze. So obviously quite an iconic character, as I'm sure anybody who's watching this video has already played through the Assassin's Creed 2 games. So following on from Assassin's Creed 2, there was a Brotherhood and Revelations, which followed Ezio's story all the way to its conclusion. And then obviously that led into Assassin's Creed 3, which was a new assassin, but also followed Desmond's story, and I believe that was the finale of Desmond's story. So I was a big fan of Assassin's Creed 2, played it on the PS3 originally, got a platinum trophy. Me myself, I'm not really a trophy hunter, but that's I think a testament to the game and how much I enjoyed the gameplay that I felt like I wanted to achieve all of the bits. Even getting the feathers, there's 100 feathers in the game, which are just a collectible, and that takes quite a while to get, but it was just fun climbing around the environment, getting the all the various viewpoints. So there's a lot of them dotted around, and they unlock the map as you go, and they unlock more secrets such as codex pages, etc. So as well as the feathers and the viewpoints, there's also the glyphs that you can see by scanning the environment, and they in turn lead to a little puzzle. And once you've completed the puzzle, you unlock a part of Subject 16's story. Now once you've unlocked all of these, you unlock the full movie, and that gives you a bit more background into Subject 16 and a bit more lore into the game there. So other than that, it's a pretty standard Assassin's Creed affair. Obviously it follows on from Assassin's Creed 1, but they expand on the mechanics quite a lot. There's a lot less of the eavesdropping and a lot more focus on exploring and assassinations, so that's good. The story itself, it's around about, I believe, about 15 to 20 hours. And that's kind of your average playthrough, with a little bit of exploring along the way, getting all of the viewpoints and a few of the collectibles. To get a full completion, it's around about 30 hours, so there's quite a lot of value there for your money. If you're buying the Ezio Collection and you get all 3 of the games, obviously that's huge value for money, because they just get bigger as they go along. Also included, there's the downloadable content. All of the DLC is included, so that is 2 sequences in Assassin's Creed 2, so that's sequence 12 and 13, which were originally missing. So in the original you went from sequence 11 all the way through to sequence 14, and that was the end of the game, and then the 12 and 13 got released as DLC. So in this version they're actually part of the game, and you play through it in the order that it's intended to be, so 11, 12, 13, and then onto the finale, which is 14. So they themselves, they don't really add a lot of story to the game. They add a little bit, but they don't really add much more. But it's a nice little inclusion that they're in there, and they're fairly chunky as well. They're a good little bit of DLC. I can't remember how much they were to begin with, but I don't remember them being too expensive, so it's quite good value for money. So yeah, overall just a really fun experience going back and playing it again. I was a little bit worried that maybe it wouldn't necessarily hold up both graphically and gameplay wise, but graphically obviously it does look a bit dated. I know it's been upscaled for the PS4, so it probably does look better than it did on the PS3, and it looks quite nice, but the character models themselves obviously do look a bit dated. But the gameplay mechanics, yeah, it has its flaws, as I'm sure you're aware. It's an early PS3 game, so there are some flaws in it, you know, as I'm sure you would expect. So the climbing, you have to be quite accurate. It's quite easy to just kind of jump off of a building or a ledge and fall to your death, but you respawn, and once you learn to just take it at a bit of a slower pace and realise that it's a slightly older game, then it's still loads and loads of fun. So Assassin's Creed was is one of my favourite ever games, and going back and playing it again, it holds up, and I'm very pleased that I did, and I'm looking forward to playing Brotherhood and Revelations. So I thought I'll just do a little review video just because it is such a big game for me. It's one of my all-time favourites, and I thought it'd just be nice to have a little video on my channel talking about it. And for anyone who hasn't played it, maybe you can see some footage, and maybe you will go and play it. Or for anyone who has played it, maybe this will spark your interest to go back through and relive Ezio's journey once again. So it is a bit of a shame that Assassin's Creed have moved so far away from the formula. Ubi seems to have stumbled across this open world RPG like, where they kind of have a bit of everything thrown into it. It's obviously making them money because Odyssey, Origins and Valhalla are doing extremely well, but they've fallen so far away from the Assassin's Creed formula, and it's now kind of only Assassin's Creed in name. And it does kind of make me a little bit sad because I was such a big fan of the originals. Even number one, I know it had its flaws, and I know some people weren't too keen on it, but I didn't mind Assassin's Creed 1 in it, and they only expanded on that and made it better with 2 and the sequels that followed. So that's my thoughts on the game. Hope you've enjoyed the review, hope you've enjoyed the footage. I'm off now to finish the remaining trophies that I have on Assassin's Creed 2, so I can have the honour of having 2 platinum trophies against my name for Assassin's Creed 2, one on the PS3 and one on the PS4, and I'm sure if they may ever make a remake and release that on the PS5, I'll have a platinum for that as well. So once I've done that, I'm going to move on to Brotherhood, and there may be a little video for that as well. So keep checking my channel for that. That may come, it may not, who knows. Let's see how it goes. But until then, I'll leave it here. So as always, please hit the buttons below, hit the like, hit the subscribe and leave a comment. It would mean the world to me if you could do all of those things. Get in contact at that's contact@jpgaming@gmail.com. So leave us an email there and I'll reply. Check out my podcast that airs weekly. It's audio only in a minute, but you should be able to get it on Spotify and all good streaming platforms, as well as a YouTube link. So have some fun. Check back again soon, go and play some games, and this was JP Gaming, and until next time, we are out.